Good evening, everybody. It's Alan. We're right back at it with another show. Well, ballistic missiles have been dropped. The war rages on. And I'm going to explain to you how things for the America and the United States, they're not quite what they're reporting out to you. And I'm going to tell you how devastating just the Strait of Hormuz being shut down is going to be on the rest of not just of America, but the rest of the world. Let's jump right into this thing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we already know that I reported out and I told you that the Strait of Hormuz was shut down a day or so ago. And right now, I want to go in depth and tell you how it's going to really affect us, how it's going to affect you. And not only just you, but it's how it's going to affect the rest of the world. And we're also going to go a little bit in depth, a little bit more in depth of what they're doing over there and how they're a country that right now they don't have anything to lose. And they're going to take out everybody that they can. Let's start with the Strait of Hormuz being shut down. Well, I want to give you a clear picture. Like the Strait of Hormuz is only 21, I think it's like 21 miles wide. That's not really a big gap when you have a lot of ships crossing through it. But as of right now, it's shut down. So what they're trying to do, they're trying to shut it down so no traffic can go through it. No traffic can go through it. And with the technology, even that they have, it's going to be very difficult, even if the president says he's going to take the U.S. Navy, and they're going to guide troops through there. You already know what's going to happen. Over 20%, a little bit over 20% of the world's oil travels through there. So many millions of barrels that'll come out a day. But in this country right here, they don't have anything to lose. They don't have anything to lose. And I would guarantee you, or pretty much be willing to bet you, that their ultimate plan is to put the biggest strain on the things that nobody's really paying attention to. And that's at all that flows through there for every country. We know the stock market's down, but when they continue to do that, the market's going to continue to drop. It's going to continue to drop. If you don't have anything to lose, they probably thinking that that is a biblical war. And in that case, they don't have anything to lose. Now you also got to think, so they got a new leader in there after we killed the last leader, or supposedly killed the last leader. But President Trump said this is not a leader that we want in there. I want you to think about that one. They got a new leader after we killed another one, but now the president's saying that that's not even the leader that we want in there. Just another one of those things that makes you think, damn, what's really going on with us up at the White House and some of the decisions that we are making. Now, let's go farther in depth to it. You know that when you see all these planes and these fighter jets from the United States and they're traveling and they're shooting off these missiles, you can best believe that each one of those missiles that we shoot off, probably $1 million, man, or better. It's probably $1 million or better. So you think that, okay, so with the United States, we can shoot them all off. We got enough money. No, ladies and gentlemen. Now, when you're fighting an opponent, if you look at those drones, and I watched the show with the drones that they're using probably cost $45,000, $50,000 a pop. Well, damn, if they've got 45, we're going to use basic math. Right? If they're shooting those things off those drones and dropping those bombs from those drones and they cost $50,000 a pop, and we're shooting them down with stuff that costs $1 million a pop, and they got let's just use an example. If they've got 5,000 of them, well, man, you can do the math. You can do the math. You can do the math yourself. Just by us shooting off 5,000 of them, it costs $1 million. What does that tell you right there? It's gonna eventually cripple us. It's gonna cripple us. They're shooting ballistic missiles off, and now their regime is in a point right now. Could you imagine being in a situation to where you're having to make decisions, knowing that at any second you could be blown away? You're making decisions like that while bombs are dropping down. What type of decisions are you really gonna be making? I want you to think about that. Bombs are dropping off at any second. I tell you what, just think if you were at your job and you knew you had to make some decisions, but then while you're making these decisions, a bomb could come and kill you. You think you're going to be in a state of mind to make the right, proper, and correct decision? No, you're not. No, you're not. So just with that happening should let you know right now that those people are going to fight to the bitter. And I told you to fight to the bitter end, and they're going to fight to the bitter end. And all of this stuff that's happening, man, now everybody's starting to pay attention. We already know we got millions of people, some trying to drive away from the Middle East. And we're spending all kinds of money trying to get them out of the Middle East. And know what they're doing? They're steady dropping bombs. They're steady dropping bombs. And man, this is about to get out of hand. It's already out of hand. Now let's get back to the Strait of Hormuz, right? When I told you it's 21 miles wide, man, that isn't that big at all. I want you to really pay attention to that. That isn't that big at all. What if that gets cluttered up to the point where, just say for instance, if it gets shut down for a week? You already know what that's going to do to the supply, the energy supply. Another thing nobody's not paying attention to is the water supply. The water supply. So there's a lot of people over there that depend on that strait to get water out. So right now, it's a very, very dicey situation. It's a very dicey situation, and it's going to rage on. It's going to continue to rage on. We as American citizens, I've already asked all of you to buckle down because you already know what's going to happen. I would not be surprised maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, that the president's going to come on and give a speech, and you're going to be thinking to yourself, wait a minute, you weren't saying this same kind of stuff a couple of days ago. Okay, you were not saying the same kind of stuff a couple of days ago. Now, we all know that things are, when it comes to war, man, and rumors of war, I'm telling you right now, I think it's the beginning of World War III. I believe it's the beginning of World War III. There are so many countries in there right now that are already in there fighting against the people, and then eventually, at some point, man, something's gonna have to give. Lot of lives. Have you sit up and watch some of the devastation from the bombs just shattering down on those people over there? They're shattering down. And let's be honest about it. Can you really blame those people if they're from their country? What would you do? Wouldn't you stick with America? Wouldn't you stick with America if somebody was trying to do something to you? You know we would stick with America. So we can, in a sense, say those people are crazy, but they're just sticking with their people. They don't have anything to lose. They got somebody, what they're calling a bully, coming in and bullying them. And not only just bullying them, they're not just talking bully ball. They're physically doing something to them, dropping bombs, and at the any moment you could lose your life. So what would you do? What would you do? You don't have any choice but stick with your country. You don't have any choice but stick with your country. Incredible, ladies and gentlemen. This is definitely incredible. It's something that I don't really know where we go from here. It's going to be interesting for me to see what happens over the next few days and see like I said, the ballistic missiles that they're dropping, man, they're attacking us now. You know it's out of hand for the first time. I don't know, I don't want to give you wrong. I think it's the 1940s or something like that we use a submarine to shoot and torpedo down one of their ships. So it ain't what you thinking. If we using our submarines to take down their ships, what they tell you? And we hadn't had to use them in decades. And now we're using them. Man, don't you get caught up in the news and listen to them. If we're using our submarines to take down their warships, what do you think that means? That means, the man, that it's not going as easy as you think. You look up and you see we've got soldiers now that they're displaying the pictures of the soldiers from America who are losing their lives. Come on, man. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for a wake-up call. It's time for a wake-up call. Why can't these guys in power get it together? Why can't they get it together? Don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to continue to monitor it. And you know that it's real because there are multiple, and I do mean multiple, sports shows just like mine, who have broken away from broadcasting on sports and covering this. That should tell you everything that you need to know. This is Alan, D9J Sports, where you know we venture off to other things. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. I will continue to give you coverage. I'm definitely OUT.